real estate has now reopened in the well, actually in Michigan. And so there are a few guidelines and things that I think people might be really interested in that we are going to be living by now, because everything has changed, obviously, with this coronavirus and things that are going on. And our main goal is to protect our clients, whether they be sellers or buyers. We want to make sure that they are protected. And so we've got some guidelines, and I wanted to share them with you because just so you know what to expect. So these are some of the requirements of the executive order, and forgive me, but I'm going to read a couple of them. All in-person meetings have to be by appointment. Somebody can't just walk in the office because the office is not open now. We're basically working from home. We can go in the office for a pertinent thing, like say I have to pick up a listing agreement, or I have to, do something. You're in and out. You can't be in the office and stay there all the time. And then we have to wipe the office whenever we leave anything that we've touched. If we're showing property, no more than 4 people can be there at one time. That's including me. So if I have a husband and wife and say a photographer there, that's 4 people. So we have to make sure, and no children. It has to be just the people that are going to be buying the home or selling the home if it's a listing. Everyone has to maintain the 6-foot distance, and that's just to protect everybody. And landlords, property owners, people that you've had property rented out, you cannot list that property or show that property until the people that were renting have moved out. So in other words, that may be 6 weeks or a month or whatever from now before you can actually show it, because you can't until the people actually vacate the property. So now, additional things. In-person showings, we have to have pre-approved buyers. So if you were pre-approved by a lender previously, I highly, highly suggest that you go and talk to your lender again, because things have changed. Guidelines have changed. So make sure that you've got a current, up-to-date credit approval letter that you can actually show your real estate agent when you're going. We want to avoid multiple showings. So we're going to make sure that there's not back-to-back showings on a particular house. We're going to make sure that there's time in between. I am going to be providing as much material to my clients via computers and visuals and everything else prior to going to see the house. Now, I think that's just prudent, and it's going to save a lot of time. When you're showing a house, or when I am showing a house, we don't stay inside any longer than we have to. And when we go in, we're wearing masks, we've got gloves, we've got booties on our feet, and we have instructed the seller, so this is for you seller, make sure that you are not there at the time of the showing, but make sure that every light is on in the house. Open your closet doors, open your cupboard doors, so that no one has to touch anything, so they can see at a glance just what they're buying. Because the more people that touch it, obviously, the more germs can be brought in. So make sure that you're thinking about a buyer coming in, and what are they going to want to look at? They're going to want to look inside the cupboards. They're going to want to look inside the closets. They want to see how much room is in there. So just think like a buyer if you're a seller, and open it all up. Make sure you do that. Also, we're going to ask the sellers to clean and disinfect before we get there and after we leave. Now, obviously, we have no control over that, but that's these highly suggested. And okay, we're also asking the buyers not to touch anything. If you can walk in a home and keep your hands in your pocket because everything is opened up, that's the best way. There is an agreement now that we are asking people to adhere to and to sign. It's not mandatory, so it's not something that a buyer or a seller absolutely has to sign, but it's an agreement that protects them, protects us, and so on. So it's COVID-19 showings addendum. It's an amendment to the listing agreement. And then we have a buyer sign one too. So if you want to see what those look like, email me and I'd be happy to send you a copy. My email address is Ginny, Ginny, .fey, @gmail.com, or you can always reach me on my phone at 231-360-7822. Thanks. I know this was a longer video than I normally do, but I wanted to make sure I got this information out to you because it's very important. Again, it's Ginny Fey with Real Estate One, and I look forward to helping you with your next real estate transaction. Thank you. Bye-bye.